Greetings, adventurers. Come on in, take a seat, and welcome to the Red Hare Inn. I am your innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan Hanley, here to spin you and the adventurers you see before you a yarn through the lands of Ecriom. Before we get started, a few shout-outs. Oh, I gotta turn off... I'll do that during the... I gotta turn off my AC. I forgot to do that. A few shout-outs, a few sponsor thingies. Shout-outs to Brianna Flame for these amazing overlays. If you're looking to get any overlays done, any photography done, or any like digital art kind of like promo posty type things, Bree is absolutely your person to go to. Next, Esoteric, the wonderful cartographer who created the map that you see behind you, or behind me, for the Lands of Ecriom. Check out Esoteric for all things cartography. He does a really great job. I love his style. And he made the font that I use for everything as well. So it's really awesome. Next, Del Borovic, the amazing artist who did the character art for all of our characters that you can see down below me with their stats and some other cool information about them. Check out Del if you're looking to get art commissioned yourself and all that.
And they did she did an amazing piece on
beautiful.
from my Cthulhu character recently, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was painted and it looked just
We
even
love
better
Del.
than the photography.
Hi, Del. Del's in the chat.
It's amazing.
Hi, Del.
Yay!
They're here. Hello.
Del! Yes, I'm shouting you out because of the fact that your artwork is insane. So there we go.
You're muted.
You're muted.
I am
Yep.
muted. Del also did the logo for the Red Hare Inn. Special ordered that way back when I had like 4 days that I was like, hey, I want to get this done. Can we do it? So amazing to work with. Check out all our stuff. And then last but not least, Adrian von Ziegler and Renee Beauregard, the wonderful music people that make ambiance and other cool music for the show happen. As for sponsors, we got Dragon Rock RPG Design, which we have the Dragon, Daniel Lieberman, and the Rock, Renee Beauregard, who bring unique and creative content to the TTRPG community. Whether it's writing their own content or collaborating with other creatives, their goal is to bring their own extensive experience and expertise to any materials they work on. I just saw Daniel last night over on 225 Games. That was pretty cool. I didn't get to catch it. I need to go watch the VOD, but it's awesome to start seeing you guys working with more and more people and getting the Dragon Rock name out there. Yeah, next, Umbral Oculus Dice, and Logan's really behind, so he's going to do this while he's talking. But Umbral Oculus Dice, Taryn Hackett, the amazing Val Rook, the purveyor of hand-poured and polished artisanal dice from beyond the veil. Use the code Red Hare Inn, all caps, just Red Hare Inn, all caps, to get, what was that, 10% off any of your orders. And I am going to get the giveaway started because I need to do that. D20, there we go. But barefoot, or any iteration, I need to start putting any iteration in there, in the chat, to win this beautiful, is it this one? Yeah, this beautiful D20. Hey,
Oh my god,
hey,
it's not
actually
pixelating out.
working. Don't say that. You're gonna
No.
break my machine.
But
yeah, it's not as it's a really dark red, so that's part of the reason why. But I also don't have a ton of light coming right at me, so that might be why as well. But it's really beautiful. It's got little gold flecks. It looks like blood, Eldritch things.
Yay.
And then we have Adventures in 3D. My friend Rich makes amazing 3D printed minis. He also does an amazing job painting them. Use the code Barefoot15 for 15% off any orders over there. And then last but not least, the Initiative Order. TO is a collective of passionate TTRPG players and creators that want to help the community thrive and grow. The main goal of TO is to explore and experience all types of gaming systems while creating an inclusive community for all our players and viewers. Now, before we get on with our intro, sorry, there was a
Lies.
right in front of me. Let's have all my wonderful friends the barefoot bandits who have yet to be named do their shticks and talk about themselves and the amazing things that they work on. We're going to start, as tradition allows it, because I can't break tradition because then everybody yells at me, with the wonderful Eden.
Let's just stick. Taryn Hackett, also known as Velbrook across the socials, generally creative human, TTRPG performer, and eldritch entity, and also a dice maker, again under the moniker of Umber Oculus Dice. All the things. I have a few remaining sets in my shop before I finish cleaning it out for the new stock that is under production now, finally. I'm working on stuff, but I can't announce any of that stuff yet, but it's cool. So pay attention to my socials, because I'm getting bored only streaming once right now, apparently. And I need more TTRPGs in my life is basically what I'm deciding. So brace yourselves.
Right. Next, the wonderful Perrin Hopesinger.
Hello, my name is Renee Beauregard. I am one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Dragon Rock RPG and at Dragon Rock RPG Design on Instagram. We create 5e supplements for Dungeons and Dragons where you can bring new things to your table. We most recently released our Rangers. All of our things you can find on DM's Guild by just searching Dragon Rock RPG. All of our things are available as pay what you want things, so you can have them for free. But we ask that you leave us a rating and review to tell us what you think about them so we can make more things that you like. If you'd like to kick us up a couple of bucks, like, we greatly appreciate it, but we like to do things for the community more so than anything else. So you can check us out there. I am here every other week with all the rest of these fancy people, as well as occasionally you can find me on the initiative order, being the dungeon referee for Mythical Melee. I have news for everyone in this call and everyone in the chat. In the summer, we're going to return to the original format of Mythical Melee. We're going to do a bracket style tournament, but we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to do something interesting. We like the themes that we've been doing, so we're going to do the most tournament themed video game version. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing a Super Smash Brothers Mythical Melee, and it's going to be very interesting.
If you leave me out of this, I'll kill you.
Yeah, I'm going to be mad.
I don't think I could if I tried. We're going to get 16 people together in 4 rounds of 4. We're going to thank you, Eddie. And we're going to see who comes out on top. And we'll see what happens there. So I look forward to doing that sometime this summer. I'm going to apologize to Danny now, because that man is going to probably be up late a bunch of times. But we'll see what happens. Stay tuned and keep your eye out on the initiative order.
Hello. Hi guys. I'm Utahime. I was really hoping that you would have said Street Fighter, because then I would have been like, Andrew,
I know,
have been all over that, like,
yeah,
white on rice. But Smash Brothers is still amazing, and there's lots of really amazing character options, so that's gonna be so excited. I can't wait. I am Utahime, and I am known for mainly my cosplay and being involved in various TTRPGs on different channels, including this one. So if you want to see what I'm up to, because there's going to be some announcements, because stuff is happening this week, and I'm waiting for promotional graphics so I can share what's happening, but that's still to come. So please stay tuned, and follow me on the social medias at Utahime Cosplay. That's Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok now. Oh my God. I joined the world of TikTok recently, so definitely check it out. And then Brianna DeCoster on Twitter. And mosey on down to the people at the bottom.
Hang on. A certain stiletto assassin said, "You can say."
Oh, I can say. Okay, great. Okay, I do not have the time memorized, but basically on Thursday on Modifius, on their channel, we will be doing Octung Cthulhu. So if you want to watch this, it will be myself, Alicia Marie, Jason Charles Miller, Jesse and Okala. We have Brianna Flame as well in this game. It's gonna be insane. You definitely want to check it out. It's set in the 1940s. It's gonna be wild. Lots of fun mythos to be had. So please, I just recently did the OG Cthulhu, and this new version is really fun because it's definitely a different, more similar to Fallout. If you guys had tuned in on TIO, but it is still all of the stuff you love about Cthulhu. So please tune in. 5:30 Pacific time. Thank you, because I thought it was 6 o'clock. So thank you so much. 5:30 Pacific time on Modifius, their channel. So please tune in. Thank you, guys.
Next, the wonderful green Gabo art, Eddie.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eddie, your humble entertainer and storyteller, otherwise known as the Discount Bard. If you like good vibes and lots of shenanigans, you can come and check me out over on twitch.tv/discountbard. Come hang out, have some laughs, and maybe we'll get ourselves into some trouble. Otherwise, if you want to follow all the other various adventures that I'm on various networks, you can always check out my social medias at Discount Bard. But today, I'm here as our little goblin artificer, Art, who's going to likely follow suit in my usual fashion of getting himself into some shenanigans. Now, I'm going to pass a cup of hot tea and some good butter over to our casual friend over next to me here.
Hey, what can he say?
It's Jay, Casual. You can find me on all social media at Just2Casual on Twitter and Instagram. Also, I'm writing my own TTRPG experience, Deep Breath, the anime-inspired retrofuturistic urban fantasy setting, where modern technology is powered by ancient magic. All that can be found on deepbreathrpg.com and deepbreathrpg on Twitter and Instagram. That's all I'm doing right now, so stay tuned for all the awesome stuff in regards to that. I'll pass it over to the person who's slightly more important to me, and I'm only going to admit that today. From this point, after today, you're number 3.
Number 3. Okay.
That's fair.
Smart.
I'm Ronan Fox, and this is quite literally the only place you can find me. Logan, take it away.
Cool. Awesome. He's forgetting the Slayer of Sasquatches, the King of West Virginia, the D&D
I'm
Jesus.
sort of becoming one. Oh,
Yeah.
look, everybody, I have hair. That's what's going on in my life.
Yeah. But
Got
Watch it grow.
hair.
awesome.
That's it.
Well,
Oh,
friends,
glorious hair.
it's finally come after a month of patiently waiting. Come on in, take a seat, grab a pint, and let's adventure together in tonight's session of the Ecriom Expeditions.
Penis.
I didn't unmute you first that time, so that didn't happen. But welcome back. So, we have a lot to unpack. After returning from a Fey Haven, the party rushed back to Kailana's abode, intent on creating a remedy to fight Aura and the Oobleks that have been plaguing Swaygut. Art and Finn get right to work, creating a concoction crafted to burn out the Oobleks while keeping the host burned free. Needing the time, or needing to test the mixture, Hale, being the only one still infected by the Ooblix, stepped up to drink the liquid, falling to the ground as they did. Eden and Finn rushed to Hale's side as they drift into unconsciousness. Hale, meanwhile, found himself, or themselves, in an all too familiar nightmare. The cracks of lightning and rolling thunder, but this time they could move. Hale was drawn into the house, first checking on their daughters. Finding them safe, they returned to the living space of the home to see eyes leering at them from the dark, the creature creeping ever closer to the back rooms of the home. Hale struggles to get to that creature, get to their children, to no avail, as they're thrust out of his home and into the material world. Hale, coming to consciousness, now alive, and Art and Finn's remedy a success, the party took their rest. The following day, they spent time chatting on various subjects, their next step, a little bit about how Hale was something quite different. Finn noticed that he was without heartbeat, his flesh cold to the touch. Was this a condition or some side effect of the Ooblix, the cure, or is Hale an undead with a single goal in mind? The party debated that for quite a while. Art worked with Hale to create a weapon for Eden, a little sticker flail, which is pretty cool. It's got some runes on it.
Art's very sleepy.
Art's very sleepy. He spent a lot of time doing a lot of crafting.
Eden did not expect that. Eden expected a stick with a sticker on it.
Attached by like a little piece of tape.
Yeah.
The party in the end agrees that they should travel north to the Malthier Collective. And while they set out with that intent, they quickly realized that they first needed to head back into Swaygut and speak with Umber. They wanted to bring him their findings and a sample of the remedy that Art and Finn had worked so hard on. This is where we find ourselves tonight. The sun greeting you all as you step from your cart and head into Les Amitiés. As you enter this crusty, dirty, smelly tavern that you all met in, you're met with the friendly face of Kaya, the half-orc bartender, behind the bar. Haku, Hale's hobgoblin friend, sitting on the opposite end of the bar near the hearth, smoking from a pipe and reading from a book. As you enter, Haku quickly clocks you, gets up, and walks toward the back end of the bar, into the back room that you would know leads to a secret chamber where Umber resides. Now, the interior of the bar is a little different than the 6 of you, or the 5 of you, as Corvus has never been here, I don't think. Remember. Tables have been shifted and moved to make way for a large, ornate dining table, which dominates the center of the room. Stools and smaller chairs border the table, numbering a couple short of 24 seats in all. At the head of the table, an antique wooden chair of dark wood with gold trim and burgundy velvet cushions. As you enter, is there anything the 6 of you would like to do?
Are there any patrons?
The tavern, or Les Amitiés, is currently empty. There's not a soul in sight other than Kaya, who's, like I said, behind the bar, and Haku, who immediately upon seeing you, went into that back room.
I'm gonna grow another little tree on one of the tables nearest. Because they clearly sanded them all off in the meantime, and Eden's upset that her tiny forest is gone, so she grows a little tree on the table.
I'm going to go ahead and walk on up to the bar and attempt to hop up on one of the bar stools. Do you have anything that'll add some pep in your step, if you know what I mean?
How much pep are we talking? We're talking like a shot. Are you talking like a drink you can sip on?
Perrin calls from as he's like walking towards the downstairs because he knows why we're here. He goes, "Give him something like an espresso, a coffee, or something, but be careful." And he's just gonna go down the stairs.
Perrin, actually, Umber wanted me to tell you all. That's kind of why Haku went downstairs. We're gonna be meeting up here in about
All right,
10 or 15 minutes.
Sure, fine. I guess.
Is that what the fancy tables are for?
I would assume so. We only break those out when Umber is coming up from downstairs. So.
Oh, it can look.
What's espresso?
Oh, here and nice. Are you kidding?
Half.
Every single car in my parking lot outside is going off right now. There's like 6 of them. And she reaches under the bar, pulls out a little machine, and like just starts going at it, and creates this little tiny cup of.
It sounds like some kind of party is going on down the street.
Is that coming through pretty loud?
That's not loud.
It's
I
not
mean,
loud, it's just evident.
I'm loud, and that's more than me.
Oh my god, where's it at? Don't tell me it's in the the gym
It
parking lot.
sounds like
across the
one
street
heck
from
of
me.
a celebration. I don't know
Yeah.
what did we miss a festival?
I guess so.
Yeah, sure.
I thought that was all just in my head.
But she.
Probably is.
There we go. It's quiet now. It was in all of your heads, as it's now gone and nobody can trace the source of it. No, she hands you this tiny little cup with this brown liquid in it. She's, I gave you a half portion, mostly because you haven't had espresso before.
I don't even know what espresso is.
Wait, hold on. And he like puts his hand over the little the little cup. Do you happen to have like some milk or something?
Oh yeah, we have some cream here, and she reaches under and pours.
Oh
like, a
wait,
little bit.
maybe Art, if you want to put some butter in there, and also too like a little bit, like a spoonful of sugar.
Ooh.
Oh, that would be.
But butter,
Well,
really?
Well, I mean, you can use it for different drinks like that, and it actually tastes really delicious. Have you ever tried it?
No, because like that's so thick.
Yeah, it accidentally happened one time when I was helping Mama in the kitchen, and then I had slipped, and the butter went into the coffee, and then I drank it, and it tasted really delicious. So that's why I said he loves butter, so he should do that.
Sure. We next time. We start slow. Start in the easy portion. So Perrin, can I actually get can I get a pint glass actually?
While this is going on, Eden's just going to lean over to Hale. So, do regular people argue about drink butter a lot, or is this just us?
The sibling thing.
Okay.
I take the pint glass, which is like I am a child in this case. He takes
it looks like you hold
it looks like this. Yes, yeah, 100%. So he takes the little espresso cup, pours it into the pint glass, and then takes the cream and pours it about like a quarter to a third of the pint glass, and then slides it over to Art. That should actually do you just fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And Art's gonna down it.
Okay. All in one go.
Pretty much.
He's got no reason not to. Logan.
Yeah. No. He's never had espresso before. That's true. I'm thinking on past experiences. Cool. Yeah, you take it. There's a little bit of warmth to it, but now kind of diluted with the cream. It is kind of gone more like lukewarm. It goes down really smooth. It's got this little bit of a bitter aftertaste. But thankfully the cream is just enough to dilute it and kind of make it that almost perfect mixture. Tastes good. You don't feel any
this is
different right now.
spectacular.
Right, I had a feeling you'd be up for this. It's not my cup of tea, but yeah, no, it seems like something that would work for someone like you.
It's weird. Like after having this, I feel all like warm and fuzzy inside. Like I almost feel like there's this like. Have you ever had that feeling like there's like bees inside of you, and it's like they're just like they're just bouncing around inside of you, and they're ready to come out.
Only
and-
one time, but that was because I made him look really mad.
That's a very literal situation, and I wish not to have that happen to you again. Yeah, no, it happens. Word to the wise: do not drink more than one of these in the span of a few hours.
What'll happen if I drink more than one of these in the span of 2 hours?
The bees will get bigger.
And sting.
They sting your butthole.
That's very specific.
That is weirdly specific.
Specific.
Just trust me, you do not want to find out.
How do you know? Did one sting your butt?
I've had many situations.
Never mind. Never
imagine-
mind.
Anyways, and he just kind of again the cut eye at Fanara. Is he coming anytime soon?
Also, was he expecting us?
No, honestly,
Is he psychic?
no, I don't think he was. No, he just said that if you were all to show up, that he should be told. So I made the proper. Well, Haku. That's why Haku went downstairs to inform Umber that you guys had arrived. And she looks over at Corvus. You got a new one?
Yes. This one is broody and shiny.
I mean, I can see the shiny, the breastplate, the armor, the all the chains. Your boots are super nice.
Don't touch them.
His mother made them.
And Corvus just keeps a stern gaze, just brooding, as one would put.
A couple moments later, Haku comes back up, kind of makes eye contact toward you. Hale just kind of gives you a greeting. The professor, good to see you again.
Good to be back, honestly.
Thank you guys for taking care of me.
Yeah.
And getting that out of me.
Sorry, we tried to kill you first.
I mean, technically, I tried to kill you guys first, so I think we're pretty even there.
I mean, I would have made you really dead if I kept going, so you're welcome.
Thank you. Umber will be up in a minute. Aoife is getting him situated to be moved upstairs. If you wouldn't mind taking a seat.
All right. Perrin climbs the bar stool.
Oh, I'm sorry, at the main table.
You need to really work on your communication. Like this little kid. Come on, be direct.
Yeah, without
Seemed pretty obvious to me.
without Keth here, I'm kind of.
Kaya.
What?
Just, I'm pulling your chain.
Oh, this is Haku talking. Sorry.
Haku.
I didn't change the.
Sorry.
accent very much.
You gotta relax. I'm pulling your chain, mate. Like, honestly.
Gotcha. Actually,
And he turns to Venara. I have to teach more than one person sarcasm. I can't believe this.
Well, it's actually nice to know that I'm not the only one who sometimes, when things come out your mouth, it goes over my head and other people's head too, apparently.
Do you
That's
do
how
a lot
words
of
travel?
You do a lot of spitting?
I mean, I do spit bars, so
That was joke.
so was that.
Eden, Corvus, and Fanara, the three of you can visibly see that Haku is pretty nervous. All the tendencies are pointing like, not that she's like not reading the social cues, is that like there's something else there that's making her anxious almost.
Hey, Finn,
Yeah.
do you think they're okay?
Well, I was picking up on a little bit of uneasiness myself with them right now.
You should ask.
All right. I hope they don't mind. And then Fanara will kind of move closer to where they're at. And may I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
If you don't mind, can I take your hand?
Sure, yeah, sure. And she extends her hand toward you.
Fanara's going to do something that she does sometimes with the people who would go to the lagoon, and kind of almost checking, like kind of placing, but it's very gently, almost as if she's kind of massaging, but she's also checking kind of the heart rate, so to speak, trying to see if it beats faster as she's like talking, if that makes sense. To kind of, it's like a little lie detector or a little, hint if maybe they're saying something that isn't true.
Okay.
Is something bothering you?
No.
Oh, this is
No.
I just do this to relieve stress. You don't have to worry about what I'm doing right here.
Okay. Yeah, no, nothing. No, nothing's wrong.
Can Fanara feel?
Yeah, that one is just like a huge. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you do a check for that one.
I found over the years that it's always better to just, if something is really on your mind or bothering you deep inside, to talk with someone about it. Someone who's trustworthy, or at least you feel that they're trustworthy. I mean, it can be a lot, to just weigh on your heart like that. If you hold everything in, any concerns.
Yeah. No concerns here.
Anything?
Oh yeah. You're like everything that you were mentally seeing, like you were physically seeing, like body language wise, you can feel like the body's tensing up, heart rate is increasing, like not making eye contact with you in the slightest, just trying to be like, yeah, like that's cool, like I'm fine, but not really.
May I insight check as this conversation's going on, just because Eden's being nosy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that's not so bad. Okay. Yeah, so that is 22.
22. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can't really see the, heart rate or, the body tensing. You can see it a little bit in the shoulders. You can see like their hand that Fanara isn't holding is kind of like just like moving and like constantly like moving around to stuff. And whenever Fanara asks a question, their head immediately turns to one side or the other, breaking eye contact with her. All signs that Haku is clearly lying, is clearly under, not necessarily like duress, but like is pretty anxious about whatever is going on.
You should not lie.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I am lying. But I'm trying to stall until Umber gets up here, because I mean, like, he's gonna explain everything that I'm making me feel this way. So,
So it's Umber who's making you feel like this right now?
yeah. Yeah. And you all hear the door open behind
I'd
you.
be very careful with your words, Haku. And then Perrin will just like saunter over to the table.
as you all start
Nara's
sitting,
still massaging, like basically, like just now she switched her positioning, so then it looks like she's just taking the palm of the hands and just kind of relieving stress. And this right here is great for relieving, because you do a lot of work and you're cleaning the bar tops and pouring lots of drinks and such. And just remember to do this exercise. So she's trying to distract, like make it seem like it was just an exercise she was teaching.
go ahead and give me go ahead and either give me performance or persuasion. I'll let you choose.
Oh, hot dang, that is a nat 20. And that's 23.
23. Oh, okay. And you can see she starts like, replicate what you're doing and mimic and what you're doing as you guys all head to sit down. Art, you start to feel a little tingle. That's about it for now, but like you're starting to feel a little bit more awake. Do you have a point of exhaustion? Just because I'm a little.
Oh yes.
Okay. Yeah. I see it now. Yeah, I see it now. Cool.
I think the bees are getting louder.
And as you all start sitting down, you can see Aoife come and sit at the right side of this velvet chair. As she does, she flicks a coin onto the seat. And you watch slowly as the coin kind of jitters, almost like it's like something is, like an earthquake or something is causing it to move before it settles. And then the chair starts creaking and groaning and shifting a little and sits up a little bit straighter. The velvet cushion kind of opening and closing as deep breaths are brought in and let back out. Aoife reaches over and picks up the gold coin, puts it in her pocket. So there's more of you now.
Just one.
Okay. Feel free. Haku, you need to sit opposite of me. And Haku moves into that position to the left of Umber. Just official harriers, then you all can join. You're more than welcome to be included in the conversation that's to come.
All right. Sure.
As you all sit, Umber eyes open where like the two like the hand pommels that would be at the top of the chair would be pop open. The mouth starts moving. So, what have you found for us? What were your findings on what Aura wanted? Were you able to stop them?
Hale?
There's a lot of questions. The
I mean,
first
it's
one.
2.
That's a lot for Kaiden.
First question is, ignore that. We found a cure. It's not the most efficient, but it is effective. We haven't fully ended the threat as it stands. We have halted the immediate threat and plan to finish it off, but as it stands currently, it is still at large, as it were.
Would this remedy work in place of finishing the job?
I mean, it would start to cut back on the number of people that have it.
It's curing it's a band-aid.
It made Hale lose the one that was in them.
So it essentially removes the parasite from the host.
Right, and it severs the connection. Because once it comes out of you, it's effectively dead.
Well, that was an answer that I wasn't quite expecting. I sent you on this, and I honestly was not sure what you would have achieved.
Good. Continue to underestimate us, and we'll impress you every time.
Yes. Now, as you can see, you make up only 9, counting Umber, but 8 of the chairs surrounding. We're going to have visitors in a moment. I want you to know I'm doing this for the betterment of Swaygut, and because we cannot handle the threat quite yet.
Who's coming?
I don't like the way you're framing this.
So, not friends.
Who are they?
Friends for the time being.
That's not an
Specifically-
answer.
They've agreed to come here.
Who's they?
Congratulations on talking in circles.
Yes.
Who are they?
Aura.
Oh. Oh.
Could
Can you elaborate?
Yes. I do not
Yes.
have the manpower to do what is necessary.
So you bring in the ooze power.
I bring in the ooze power to make a deal, to make a pact, to hopefully deter Aura from vigorously spreading across Swaygut, and instead picking and choosing, allowing those that Aura has infected to choose whether or not they wish to give some of their unwanted thoughts to Aura's kind.
I don't
Those-
actually know what I expected when I started talking to a chair, but that has got to be one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard in my entire life.
Would they even have the capacity to work towards their own end?
Well, speaking from experience, yes.
Oh, they'll definitely work for their.
But what if they get to you because they're here?
Right now, they won't. I've assured that. There are things in place that Aura couldn't. Aura was born from an era long ago. The honor
Us-
and pact of hospitality is one that is not easily begotten, even by one of Aura's ilk.
Well, I mean, my people did come up with it, but that's neither here nor there.
So,
Wait,
go ahead. Art, right?
yes, I am Art.
Art is really sleepy.
So let me get this straight. To prevent what you perceive as total annihilation, you're allowing for selective annihilation.
I'm allowing for Aura to have a symbiotic relationship with the city of Swaygut. And by
But-
allowing, I mean,
That's
don't have
It's a very pretentious way of saying, yes, I am.
So, but we were supposed to get rid of the host.
We
If
could
we
just kill
get-
it.
Rid of the host, then they
flip
won't.
flip that around. We don't want to get rid of the host. We want to get rid of the parasite. Oh, you're talking about Aura
Yes,
itself.
yeah,
You're talking
yeah,
about Aura itself. Nope, I get you. now.
Yes, yes,
I understand
yes,
where you're
not
going.
not yes.
Logan was trying to figure out if you were or if you were role playing being sleepy or role playing accurately.
Honestly, in that moment, that was a combination of both. But
why don't we just attack when it gets here and end it?
No, I think we did exactly what he wanted us to do. We have found his leverage.
Because at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't want to be have that parasitic bond with one of the Ooblets, then we have the antidote. We have the remedy. An aura won't overstep something that would kill. Well, they might, but it would end up killing their kind.
They're selling everybody out.
Not everybody. Like I said, if you don't want memories removed, the Ooblets shouldn't theoretically bother you. This is something that we're here to negotiate with once Aura gets here.
No, I think Hale nailed it on the head, everyone. Hale's got it absolutely right. And then he looks at Umber with like the deadest of shark eyes and says, we sought his leverage with the creature. He never wanted us to solve the problem. He just wanted enough information and power against the thing to ensure that it knew that it never had full control.
Correct.
But
There really isn't a but here. This thing is older than we are. This thing is older than Umber is, and we cannot begin to imagine the terrible things that this thing can do.
We're sitting in chairs right now, right?
Correct.
Assuming.
Attempting to sit in chairs, yes. How far is the talking table from the chairs?
So Umber is no longer a table. He shifted from the coin to the chair, to the main big central chair. Oh, you're talking about... Wait, hang on. Are you talking about spacing from where you're sitting to the table?
Yes. Yes.
Like a you could scooch in like normal, like maybe a couple inches.
Art is going to slightly stumble over from just the exhaustion and is going to reach out an arm to brace himself and grab hold of Umber with that arm.
Okay. Umber kind of extends one of the arms a little to catch you.
Art is going to be seemingly struggling to support himself and is going to be mumbling under his breath.
Okay.
For about a minute.
Is your little friend here? Is he all right?
He's
No.
well. Here's the thing. The reason why you have leverage is because of him, and I wouldn't pay mind to him because he spent an entire day trying to ensure that the concoction that he created was perfect. So first of all, I'd love to hear the word thank you said to my friend here, please.
Art did work really hard. I was helping him during that process. He's really quite smart, and he did this to help everyone.
Lots of sacrifices were made to get that recipe.
I'm not belittling by any means the work that you have all done to get to this point.
No, and I'm sorry to interrupt you like you rightfully deserve to be. But I'm going to speak the words that my friend, and he points over to Hale, who's just like that stone face, just holding it. That his face is rightfully saying is that while you aren't belittling or benigning the work that we've done, you have certainly not acknowledged it either.
And I apologize. He turns. He shifts ever so slightly toward Art because it's hard for a chair to fully do that.
Art is going to stumble slightly as the chair shifts and hold on even tighter to brace himself.
Art, thank you for the work that you have done to ensure that this will happen. It will not be forgotten. I assure you.
So just so all cards are on the table, assuming our group is uncomfortable with your plan, we haven't exactly given you the recipe yet.
Correct. So
I think a moment
Where
to
is the
discuss
pay?
in order.
You promised pay.
I did.
As Eden's eyes, like just the very edges of like her sclera begin to like turn black.
Haku. Yeah, right. And Haku
I want to see it.
runs out of the room. And a couple moments later, a very, very tense kind of pause, Haku comes back with a sack of money for each of you.
Shall we discuss Hale?
Yeah.
We need a moment.
Very well.
Do you have a room that's not a broom closet?
No, I can do one better. You can go down into my office and discuss there. If you are uncomfortable with that, there's also outside. Or
Yeah, we're going to go
I
outside.
can go down to my office and you can discuss here.
Oh, no, this is your place of establishment. So we're the ones who feel unwelcome, so we'll leave. And Perrin, like, hops down off of the chair and then puts his hand up towards Eden.
Art, with your casting of the things that you are casting, you would learn that... Oh god, where is he?
Don't be a mimic. Don't be.
I mean, he is a mimic.
He's always been a mimic.
He's always been a mimic. Hang on. You know, I was not prepared for you to do that, so I did not... Hang on, I have it right here.
Just kidding, he's actually just a chair.
He's just a chair. He's just
I'm
a
just
chair that's
imagining
been...
everything.
It's the Matthew Mercer effect.
Aoife has
It's
been pulling a cord to make the mouth move the entire time.
it's the seat flap.
If we would have rolled just higher on perception, we would have seen the strings and the sticks behind it.
They're very, very small. It's spider silk, so you know it's good. But
It looks like a fucking Muppet, too.
It's got like the little feather hair. It's just like...
they move
Alright.
they move the eyes around with the little sticks.
That's right. That's
Oh,
it.
God.
Well done. We got
alright.
it, guys. We nailed it.
So, you would know. You can identify a creature. Interesting.
Yes, you can.
That Umber is in fact a mimic. Is older than probably most of the things that you've had experience with, and it's not by very much, but it's definitely older than your parents, by at least a decade or two. You can tell that there's something innately magical about Aura. Not just the fact that Aura, or not Aura, Umber. I'm doing it to myself. Umber, not just the fact that Umber's a mimic, but that there's some innate magical prowess there that hasn't been seen, or that Aura doesn't really... Or, oh, god damn, Umber. And he stop making the same name. That Umber doesn't just like immediately radiate or let off, so they're able to hide it very well. If it was a type of spell-ish, It kind of varies. You're not, you get a little bit of evocation, you get a little bit of illusion.
The big thing in particular that I'm searching for is if I am detecting any sort of presence of aura.
Oh, good question. No. Nope. You're getting a single entity. You're not getting. You don't get any signs or feel any signs of Umber being infected in any way.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna start wandering sloppily over towards the rest of the group.
Yeah. Fanara will actually assist Art down and help him out following the group.
Oh, thank you. Apparently, that I got to me a little more than I expected.
No problem. You were working really hard, and it probably just took a lot out of you.
But did you see my work, though? I mean, that's one of the best things I've ever made.
No, I was up close and personal. I saw everything nice and clear.
Do you think Eden likes it?
She loves it.
So you all make your way out into the back of Les Imite. It's a fairly sizable alleyway. There's a small cask of ale that's used as like a water runoff for rainwater, so that way they can collect fresh water. But other than that, just not really a whole lot of landscaping, mud, or dirt at this point because it hasn't rained in a few days.
It turns to Perrin with his holding Eden's hand, turns to Corvus at this point and just says, "Welcome to the nonsense that we've gotten ourselves into."
I have grown accustomed to this with amongst you all.
Solid answer. I appreciate your candor.
Yes.
So we are now posed with an ethical dilemma, I guess, of sorts, because our hands will be played into this.
Not only will they be played, but they'll be tied at the same time.
We
were duped. They used us. And Eden's eyes will continue to get just darker as she she just lets go of Perrin's hand and just starts pacing back and forth.
For fear of sounding like I agree or want to go along with the plan, I must play devil's advocate and say that we, in our current position, do not stand much of a chance against either or
I would stand to agree with you, sir. There's nothing that we can do here unless we decide that we are done with living. If we want to march headlong into death, of which Art may or may not be the first to go, but only because you're tired, mate. Like, honestly, you're not yourself. And to be honest, I don't have an answer. I have quick wit and a silver tongue and the sharpest insults that anyone can manage.
Is there a lesser of two evils in this situation?
As long as they leave the choice to the people.
But there's no guarantee. Even Umber didn't even. He wasn't even sure himself.
Or we get stronger. We get stronger and we come back and we kill all of them.
That's and he like as Eden is pacing, he like stops in front of her and like grabs her wrists and just goes, no, that's the answer. That's like the long game. We come back here and we put an end to the parasitic nature of whatever is going on here.
Plus,
I
you know,
can think about
they
10 situations, none of which are
Good.
necessarily good.
plus they want to be allies now. They might not want to later. At least we know that they're not one of them.
All we can do is hope. And he just, and it's like he hasn't taken his eyes off of Eden because he's trying to like center her. All we can do is hope for the best and remember that this is where we started. And we will come back here the second that we find ourselves in a position of power, because what's going on here is not okay. That's fair, right? Nearly
Right.
Now we
gives her a little kiss on the top
Well-
of her hand.
have no choice but to allow it.
So
Is it possible for them to be absolved from their host? That they can have their own individual existence? You seem to think so before.
The same way that the one that left Perrin was his uncle Goo.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The choice is of the parasite's host. Right. So if the person who's affected with the ooze inside of them, if they are willing to release a memory, to forget all history or nuance of something, someone, then it will remove itself and off it goes. We got lucky because what came out of me decided it wanted to live its own life, but we don't actually know what's going to happen with everybody else.
Problem that I foresee is that I speak from extremely close proximity experience, in that to be in a position where you want to remove a memory is rare. I don't know if he's going to have enough subjects, and what happens when he doesn't, or it doesn't, I should say.
We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Exactly.
So let us
Good.
collect our pay.
I would exactly say that, because if I'm going to be honest with every single one of you, and he looks at Fanara, and I would never do nothing to be anything but honest with you. I do not want to be here when these conversations happen. Whatever happens in these conversations, they do not matter to me. What mattered to me was the people who were being affected by what was happening here. And I can no longer help the people who this is happening to. Not yet, anyway.
Well, and what if we're just pawns anyways? And so when they meet, what if we get again? What if I'll know it's again?
Well, I don't know if we'll necessarily be in a position to get got.
What if we're gone?
But what about the people here?
We'll come back for them.
I don't know if I feel right taking this money. It feels dirty. Doesn't feel right.
The money's for the work we did. It's not for any future endeavors that happen here.
It's for the work, and it will help us build to getting stronger so that we can come back.
It was
Aren't you
hard.
supposed to feel proud of your work and with what just went on and what we discovered? I don't know. I'm feeling some kind of way about everything.
We can't know how it's going to play out, but your work potentially could save a lot of people.
So we keep some for ourselves. They are not the only ones with it.
Well, yes, pretty much. Well, we give them the formula, and then they can go and seek.
Correct.
We
I
keep
would love for
ours.
them to go. Well, they'll have a hard time because I hate to break it to them, but they will not be allowed.
It was really difficult to get the one out of the professor. It was also not easy to get the one out of Perrin. They weren't in you very long. What happens to these people when we have to leave them for a long time?
We don't know. And that's the hard part. We have to
Aaron.
live with that.
Aaron, don't
How?
you have regret giving
Uh,
up your
y-
memory?
I mean,
I don't want those people experiencing the same thing if you are feeling some kind of way about it. If it hurts you in any kind of way.
I don't know if I regret it, because I don't know. I don't remember the man that it's attached to.
Yes, that makes sense.
We can't allow the unknown to influence our actions.
We can only focus on the present.
I've heard that before.
And that is why it's a gift.
So, I do disagree with Perrin on one point. I am keenly interested in this conversation. I wish to know both sides' positions going forward, because that may answer some of the unknowns and provide some level of solace as we continue on.
I just want an easy way out.
There
I
is
do not trust them.
Knowledge is power. The more we know how to respond.
I feel like this is the end of this, regardless, at least for now. But I would like to know, when our backs are to the city, what we believe is going to transpire.
Well, where does that leave Corvus? I mean, he doesn't have any involvement in this said situation.
If he gets bored, he'll just kill them all.
That is true. Don't you want to kill like all big bad monsters or something?
That is not the goal of mine, but it is an outcome of what I've done.
It's not the purpose, it's the consequence.
Right.
In a sense, yes.
Well, then let us have this conversation and take our pay. And I'm gonna need emotional support. And Eden is going to use one of her, expend one of her wild shapes to cast Find Familiar, and her arm just turns into a fuzzy white ferret, and then she's like, she goes from petting it to where her arm just then grows back over it, and she's just holding her ferret. And then she will hold it up. I don't know if you're listening, but this is some crazy shit. She puts it back down.
Art's gonna go into his bag and gently pull out Dulcar, set him on the ground, and gently motion him towards Eden.
Oh, Art, I was going to give you this. And she's just gonna pull out this like metal rod. So I found this when we were back at the college, but I know that I'll never remember that I have it. It brings stuff to you that you see and want. It's a rod of retrieval, and I'll have to send you the stat block.
I'll put it in D&D Beyond form.
Okay, but I I really appreciate the flail, and you put a lot of work, and you're gonna do much better things with this because all I was thinking about doing was stealing stuff from Hale.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
I was going to give them back.
That part doesn't even phase Art at all. He's more just fascinated and is instantly trying to examine this and understand how it works. This will work even better than the arm I had before. Ooh. Oh wow.
I guess, shall we? As Eden is petting, Grim and also Dulcar.
All of the comfort fur babies.
Yeah.
Hale's already headed back inside.
All right. You all begin to head back in. As you do, Haku and Aoife and Umber turn in your general direction. They'll be here any moment.
Where's your pie?
Pie. Oh, the money. The money's on the table.
No, I said, where's your pie? You're having guests over. Do you not have pie?
Why would I have pie if we're just...
Oh my God! You talk about the rules of engagement for hospitality, and you don't even My goodness.
Do goose actually eat? Do goose actually eat though? Is like that's a
No. How much gold was it? By the way, I'm being that player, and I want to know.
No, you each have very very good. You each have 300 gold pieces. Is I think I said what the pay was. If you'd like to make pie, by all means you can use the kitchen.
I have 20 minutes. I can't make a pie.
I've never heard of that before.
Oh my
I just
goodness.
don't understand what kind of establishment is being
This is
run
insane.
here.
I mean,
This
do
is
we
insanity.
we don't really have a functioning kitchen, really.
Well, if
That's a mistake.
Come on. Are you
if we
serious?
stoke the flame harder and get it to a higher temperature, we can make it faster, right?
It's not. No.
You don't want to rush a good pie.
No, never.
No,
you
no,
want
no.
it. You want it to sit just right at the. Anyway,
Or-
do you have like a bread crust or something?
Yeah.
But this just.
If you go in the kitchen, there may be some supply. I don't actually see what's in there, nor do I think anybody actually.
Oh, get out of my way! And he just kind of tears off.
He wasn't even in your way, but he's so confused at this point. As you go into the kitchen, there's like general stuff for you to make. If you wanted to make something, it probably has what you need.
Oh, it's for spellcasting components, but yeah.
Professor.
Have you transcribed the recipe?
That recipe. Well, remember which pocket I put it in. Oh, that's right. Throws out a rather damp sock and takes out a crumpled up piece of paper and hands it to you.
That was probably in there with dirty underwear.
No. The underwear's in this pocket.
How many pairs of underwear do you have?
Umber, are you of the belief that we will at some point have the capability to kill Aura?
I mean, if you don't die before that happens, or if you continue to progress the way you currently, I can clearly see you have been.
Okay.
I don't see why not.
I don't either. And seeing as how you are not confident that you could kill him currently, please be aware that we will be at some point. And by extension, that means we will be powerful enough to kill you. I give you this piece of paper and that knowledge.
Can you actually give it to Aoife, though? I don't technically have hands.
I just put it on the table.
Oh, okay. Aoife will grab it and kind of look it over for a second, and then shove it into one of the pockets.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry that I forgot to mention this. We are emissaries of my father. Just to remind you as to like why we're here and how we came here. So just to knock it home just an extra little bit. Not only if this goes wrong, will I come back and fucking kill you, but you'll have the weight on your mind that you failed my father beyond a shadow of a doubt. And you'll carry that on your soul wherever monsters go to die.
And I doubt you'll be able to sleep if sleep is what you do easily. Yeah.
And failing your father's not a good feeling.
And I would not go to sleep without checking your back, because my powers are growing too.
And Corvus hates you.
Check back.
And Corvus
before
will stick his shiny boot up your ass.
And Corvus just has like arms crossed, like.
Yeah.
I guess.
No words needed.
If I
Aaron,
didn't
you're gonna have to teach me how to do what it is that you do. I can't sound that mean.
We'll
gotta
get
work
to it.
on it.
We'll work on
Okay.
it. Don't worry.
All right.
If I
I like
didn't-
that everyone is just speaking for Corvus today.
I mean, honestly, isn't that every day at this point?
Corvus likes it. Less words.
Yeah. Less use of the.
If I didn't have faith in you coming back, I would have failed him already by sending you away. I don't do this with a light heart. I wish I wasn't spread thin to the point where I could stop this head on. Instead, it's becoming a challenge.
Don't misunderstand. I understand that the position you're currently in. I just want you to be fully aware of all factors involved and where we stand on the matter. It's important to us as well, I guess, is what we're all trying to say.
I would tend to agree. By any chances, who has the rod, the torch
I do.
I gave out?
Well, actually, I did, and then I gave it to Perrin
Can I
because
have
Perrin
that?
couldn't see in the dark.
Can I have that back? It may be useful in the days to come.
All right. And Perrin kind of rolls it down the table.
Thank you. Now, as for payment for the recipe, art.
Mhm.
I'm in a negotiating mood,
But
and I'll let you start. As you are the creator of this thing that will allow us to have a hold on the Ooblix for a decent time, I hope.
name a price, Art.
Before you name a price, how many people do you believe, Umber, are in Swaygut?
Roughly. 5,000? Give or
That'll
take.
do.
Perrin leans over to Art at this point and just kind of puts his hand up and he goes, 1 gold per person.
This recipe does come with one caveat. It's to be used to help people.
I've been eating the costs on getting people here in order to help them for at least 5-6 years. I don't see why adding one more bill that I can't pay would have any such... I mean, you see this is my hideout. So I accept that.
If we can have your word that the people of Swaygut and elsewhere will not be made to suffer because of this arrangement, and that they will have their free will, that's all I ask in exchange for this recipe.
The eyes dart to Perrin.
Oh, you're fucking lucky, mate. That's all I've got to say on that. I'm not gonna. It's his choice, not mine.
Counter offer.
Are you sure, Art?
Counter offer. For every person I fail, you get a platinum piece.
Oh.
That's how sure that I can hold this. That I can broker this and ensure it lasting. And if I'm wrong, then everything I've been working for since I've came here and established as my own will be for naught. So I think I'm gonna try pretty hard.
Well, that
Counter-
be dead.
Counter offer. I'll save you the embarrassment of being felled by the hand of Perrin Hopesinger. Not only will you give us, or, well, leave us one platinum piece for every person you fail, but you will abscond Swaygut entirely. You will be exiled from Cantor as a whole. Banished to the lands of Vimlock, where the wilds will eat you up like nothing.
What he said.
I've heard stories.
Make a intimidation check.
22.
22. His eyes lock with yours. I would very much not like to leave my home.
And don't fail.
I'll be on the first boat out if I realize I fail.
Good.
That's fair in my book.
All right, I just looked in chat. Is he now becoming the pie baking version of what's his face? From CR Campaign 3.
Whatever do you mean?
What?
I love it. I love it.
Oh, question. What's the name of? Oh my gosh, the individual who I was checking to see if it was nervous. They were nervous.
Haku.
Haiku. Okay. Because I totally drew a blank just now. They're still at the table or like nearby.
Yeah, they're sitting. The three of them are or the two. So Haku's on the left side, and then on the right is what's his name? Aoife.
Okay, I'm Fanara is paying attention to like basically the reactions of the two, especially Haku, because of the fact that trying to get any type of insight as to whether they are nervous because they know that this is not actually like a legit deal or not. I'm trying to get insight into that, seeing the reaction to what was just said.
You can see there's still some nervousness there because the conversation with Aura hasn't happened yet, but there's starting to see that sense of calmness. You can see kind of under the table that Haku is doing something, and you realize that they're doing the technique that you showed them.
Okay.
It's about at this time that the front door opens. And walking in, first and foremost, you see a familiar halfling gentleman. Perrin, he locks eyes with you, and the second he makes eye contact, his face just kind of drops in disappointment or in embarrassment. We're here with we're here to present Aura to you. Well, we're here to parlay Umber, and he steps aside. Coming through, you see about 5 or 6 of the smaller ones, now probably about the size, like standing and bipedal, the size of like small like really small gnomes, like gnome children. Not like facially or anything. They're still like oozes or plasmoids, right? For using the new terminology. And as they all file in, there's a couple bigger ones that are about human size. And then finally one that doesn't fit through the door. It's just kind of like a steady, and then that suction pops right at the end when the back end comes through the door. Standing roughly 10 feet tall, a giantish looking face, beard, body-wise, a little bit bigger, more bulbous, shifting and moving, kind of constantly. Every once in a while, you'll see another face or another arm that doesn't quite look like it belongs to the body that it's currently residing. It moves to the far end of the table and just kind of plops down. The rest of the entourage filling seats. Perrin, your gunkle, trying to get across from you or next to you, whichever. I would imagine you probably have both spaces. You probably have Eden and Fanara on either side. So he'd be sitting kind of kitty quarter then, because, you know, the 6 of you, and then probably him next to, I think he would trust, I don't know. It's either Corvus or...
Does he look
Corvus
at you when he sits down?
When he sits down, he, again, makes eye contact with you.
I give him double bird as soon as he fucking looks at me. You're a fucking coward. And he drops his hands. And I'm no longer going to give him any attention whatsoever.
I thought we told you to go be free.
I needed to get on a boat, and the second I got into the city, I was grabbed. I should have run. You're right. I still want to keep that promise. I'm not here to neglect that. That I promise you. I'm here to see this through, and hopefully, and he kind of looks up at Aura. Hopefully, be on my way after.
You're a bit time player. Shut your fucking mouth. Let's get this conversation underway.
Eden will put Grim like up on her shoulder, like under her hair, so that like his head is poking out one side.
You are the lot that have been pestering me. Oh, congratulations. You've drove me to this point. Umber, what do you propose? And to save me going back and forth and RPing, Umber proposes a very, his eyes are darting back and forth between you all. So there is room for you to add to these negotiations. But the general plan is that Aura and his spawn must adhere to strict guidelines in terms of gaining consent in order to infest and extract harmful memories from people. If they step outside of those bounds, they will be immediately detected, and the parasite will be removed and eliminated. If an Aura, hearing the slight concern of, and seeing that, seeing somebody that looks very similar to you, Perrin, because I don't know if did you guys fully communicate to that to him, that there was a second, that they split off and went on their own? I don't ever remember if you did.
Nope.
But seeing that there's an actual like humanoid moving around who sounded like they had free thought, Umber said that they would be regulated within the bounds of the city, but there's nothing that Umber can do once they leave. And then he kind of turns it to you. Hale.
Two things to add to that. One, elect or designate an unbiased. Hold on, my wife is going off.
Did what just happened to
It
me
didn't answer
happen
my
to
question.
Ronan?
Yeah.
It did.
Yes!
It did.
I'm not alone anymore.
I said elect. Okay. Anyway.
The new negotiator has entered.
Yes, an unbiased arbiter.
And Alexis.
And two, I'm like paranoid now. Shit. Hold on. What was the second one? Oh, Aura. Subject without restraint testing for your capabilities to the Mouthier Collective.
At that, Aura's head immediately darts toward you. Before I do that, is there anybody else who has anything that they wish to say in these negotiations? So Logan has time to process and eat and chunk.
It's really rude that you're going down people's throats without them asking. And if you're going to do this, it should not be that gross, mostly.
It's called
And-
consent.
Oh,
Learn
It's
it.
sexy.
It's
Is
really-
there a not gross way to go into someone's throat?
And Aura kind of speaks up and is like very confused you with the facial expressions. You see like 3 other facial expressions of like, how do I make this less weird? But Aura responds, is there some sort of way that would be less intrusive and weird?
Maybe be a drink or something. Why you gotta shoot down our throat all gross and goopy? Like, nobody likes that. They say they like it, but nobody likes that.
Maybe be like, do you want to swallow me, my person?
And then Kailana, like, he pipes, you could do, like, I can make a shot glass, and we can scoop a bit out, and put it. Too soon?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I just do the bar stuff. I'm normally not in these meetings.
You want to swallow me, my person?
Do you have any idea how hard it is to keep a straight face hearing that?
I don't know why you're trying. I gave up. The moment you said going down throats, it was over for me. It's just.
Perrin
We're 12.
will turn to Aura. This big pile of goo. And
Silly goo.
Silly goo.
Go.
I've got a raging.
I can't even take this whole negotiation seriously because it's literally just a giant goose sitting at the end that you're all making fun of. Shit.
That's right. Exactly.
Great. Now y'all are gonna kill it, and I'm not even gonna care. Like
That's right. Perrin looks at Aura, and then looks at the Gungle, and looks back at Aura. You're setting him free once we're done here, yeah?
I would like to see one of our kind hasn't absconded from the hive like he has, or the collective Icker, if you will. I said Icker. What? Mine's stop. Well, Icker's another trigger word apparently. You're getting unplugged.
I have so many questions I don't want to answer.
The elected Icker, and everything goes off.
My Alexa went off when I said Icker. It's a opportunity to see if we can live a life of our own outside of everything going on.
Great. Okay. So here's my final point. If anyone chooses to leave, you've got to let them.
Agreed. And you can see Aoife has been writing this whole time, adding things to the parchment that her and Umber had been drawing up already.
I point to Aoife, and I just kind of make a motion for her to take the pen off the paper. Umber, you recall what I said about what we agreed upon before Aura arrived here today?
I do, yes.
Wonderful. Aura, if you so much as break one instance of this contract, and I catch word, I am going to bring down the power of the entire continent of Cantor on top of you. You may not understand what it means to feel things. You cantankerous crap load of absolute shite. But you will know pain. And everyone at this table knows I mean what I say when I say it. And he just kind of like...
You can see your Guncle already nodding like... I was in his mind. I can't, I don't have that connection anymore, but like he's really serious about killing a lot of us bad stuff. Except me, because I think I'm a good stuff now. I don't know.
Shut up.
Yes, sir. Nephew.
Listen, nephew.
After, dear.
Aura turns to you, finally. Hail, Kaiden. How would you... The Malthier Collective didn't quite let me in the last time I was around making inquiries. that was when I had all intent of being a student.
Well, I'm not so sure how it worked prior to your arrival, but where I'm from, we have best described as a fringe group of arcane enthusiasts, people who enjoy pushing the boundaries of what is possible. And I don't see a reason why the collective here couldn't establish something similar. You as a student poses a interesting concept.
What, do you want to train this fucking thing? Hale. Is that what you're trying to say?
Train, no. God, no. That sounds awful. But maybe utilize its abilities.
Huh.
See what it's capable of.
Oh, I didn't see that coming, to be honest.
What does that mean?
Well, I think we can, as they say, kill two birds with one stone. I can study you, Aura, and be an unbiased arbiter amongst this little agreement.
And what authority do you have over the Mouthier Collective? Or within it?
Well, technically speaking, if I were to go and help reestablish the collective where we just were, I would be the head of that organization, actually.
You can start to see the faces and the arms kind of give expressions of like interest and like, okay, so I'm talking to actually somebody important, which is like arguably the first time you've talked to somebody who's given you that reaction since I think we started playing, because everybody else just shits on Hale.
Indications.
But no, or I'd be intrigued in such an arrangement. I heard through the Ichor Vine
Nope, it's not a thing.
that there's more than one of you in there.
That's enough.
There's like 20 of them.
Hypothetically, if over time you saw a need for help understanding, I would offer my services in that trust. Within this agreement that we're creating, in which you are the unbiased arbiter that sees and deals with both sides. Not just
But
the
you
one that
only-
suits you.
But hell, you only have so much time. Right?
I'm not 100% sure that's accurate, but if it is, then I only see this as all the more reason to do it this way.
Oh, and the fact that he's unbiased and knows how to bother me. If anything, I get a direct line,
That's correct.
and my blade winds up inside your gullets faster. Isn't
But-
that amazing?
So you're staying here?
Well, not here. This place is depressing, but at the collective site, yes. It needs rebuilt.
But what about the twig blights? They like it that way.
I will make sure they have a secluded, nice area.
They like atriums.
Well, I won't, but Jonah will.
Thank you, Jonah.
You're gonna be staying in close proximity to them. Just be careful, because it took a lot to get that last one out of you.
And you almost died because you're so squishy.
Sure.
That. What about helping with the wisteria?
Yeah, I will definitely be in contact. I have found that most of my help is definitely not on a battlefield, but more in copious amounts of study and understanding and passing along knowledge. It was my calling as a professor, and it apparently, even after death, continues to be. Those who can't do, right, Perrin?
I mean, I didn't want to have to say it, but Jace.
Sure.
Wait, how are we going to stay in touch with you?
Magic.
Other ways, yeah.
Oh,
I can provide, and Umber speaks up, I can provide materials. He looks over at Aura. Aura, if you would, we can continue our conversation and our agreement. He looks toward Hale. Arbiter, is it okay if we iron things out and give you the room?
Yeah.
Give you the
Just-
finalized contract to sign.
Yes.
And Umber, or Aoife, places a coin back on top. The chair shifts and rattles and moves a second. The coin flips over. Aoife picks it up, and if you wouldn't mind following me, Mr. Mrs. Aura's fine. Aura, would you please move into a smaller form? We don't have that kind of room downstairs. And you watch as Aura just detaches and turns into roughly the size of Hale. Not quite, like just plasmoidy and moving and flubbery, and follows Aoife with the coin. Haku gets up and leaves the tavern. The rest of the smaller oozes go about their business and leave as well. Gunkel kind of stays and loiters for a second before looking at Perrin and it looks like I'm gonna finish up what I can, and then I'm gonna be on my way. Again, the first boat out of here. Just want to make sure contract signed, figured out. The only one with opposable thumbs without kind of mushing things.
You make me uncomfortable. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, family does that, and he walks out.
Wouldn't be the first time you've done this either.
And the bar is yours. Kaya kind of gets the hint. And if you need drinks on the house, I'm gonna Go outside for a walk. It's been like a day since I've done that, and she just kind of saunters out of the...
But Kaiden, you said you weren't gonna go nowhere.
And I meant it.
That's not funny.
Earlier when I said that I can envision 10 different scenarios, this was the best case one.
Corvus, tell him he's stupid. Tell him they're dumb and they need to go with us.
Would that change a factor at all?
No.
Aaron grabs Eden's hand as she says it.
A choice has been made. One that suffices in creating the most amicable situation for those that wish to survive. No, to thrive. Let it be a sacrifice that must be made so that others may be able to make a choice in their futures.
Bit melodramatic. It's not exactly a sacrifice. I'm literally just staying here. I'll be here should you return. And you can communicate with me. And I'm firmly of the belief still that some of the issues that you face, as well as Corvus, are not so dissimilar to mine. That the research that I want to partake in may be beneficial. It's just not conducive to road travel and adventure.
Well, it just won't be the same without you.
Bet you better study hard, because I'm gonna be picking your brain later.
I'm really gonna miss Jonah's hugs.
Sure. Which reminds me, because I don't know how long we'll be apart or what necessarily my future studies may lead to. So if you should return and want to track me down, try to maybe use the name Ulrich.
Ulrich?
Ulrich Hale.
Ulrich Hale. Okay.
Bernard's gonna write it down.
He's the core, the original, who I'm protecting.
So is he like all of you?
We are all of him.
So like he's a little grouchy, but like also kind of nice.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
Hale.
If you were to pull apart his personalities and make them extreme versions of them, that's what we are.
He didn't. Huh. One day, Hale, I promise that I'm going to knock the shit out of you, and I'm going to find the little one inside you that seems to be the most distant, the little colorful drawing one.
Jinx.
I believe I've heard that name. Yeah. This seems more interesting, that's all.
I'd say you're the most interesting person that I've come across, even back home. That you never know, what person was going to be before you, and you learned a lot from all of you. So it's been a pleasure.
It's been fun, actually, and I can't remember the last time that's happened. So, despite the dangers, it's been enjoyable.
Aaron actually stands up on top of the chair, then stands up on top of the table, and then walks over Oh, for fuck's sakes. And then he puts his arms around Hale's neck and he says, "You're going to make this place better. I know it."
I hope
More
so.
importantly, with all that this will bring about, does this perhaps make my contract then invalid?
Ooh.
No, right?
No, I don't think so. You returned her to the Malthier Collective, and that was signed off on by the soon-to-be leader of that section. So, no, I don't think so.
That all is well.
All is well.
We still have to get you to the Malthier Collective, don't we, Corvus?
It is not something that you must do. For all intents and purposes, I must simply return with the writ, and then my job is completed. And
Then what?
then it's on to the next task.
Well, I don't want to drag it out any longer. Keep going, Hale. I'm sorry, did I say something funny?
Did Corvus make a snicker or did he fart?
Maybe both.
I can't tell anymore.
Roll a deception check now.
But I need you to keep going. And this place needs you to keep going. And I wouldn't have it in anyone else's hands.
I'm gonna find a way for me to send messages to you on a regular basis, like every day.
On with all these long faces. Let's drink and be merry, and it's not goodbye. It's just
It's
see you
just-
later.
She's got a point. You've made a friend of me, sir. That's a mistake you're going to regret for the rest of your life.
I'll always be here, so you know where to find me.
Oh, and you're gonna have a place in his bars, in his song, in his
Oh.
song.
Right.
I mean, I did start writing one, but I mean, it's not ready yet.
There's plenty of time, but
There's
it's gonna be good.
I do have a title if you'd like.
Yes, please.
He just pulls out like a little notebook and starts like flipping through it. Hold on 1 second. Where did I write this one down? Okay, well, I'm kind of torn between a few. There's one potentially called Laughing with Myself. There's one called The Answers of the Universe. Speak the Words. And I think this one actually might be the one I go with, actually. It's called Spellbound.
I like that.
We'll figure it out when we get there. I still have that one I have to write for that Fey bastard, but
You probably really should get ready to start doing that because you know technically you're in a tavern.
fuck, I have to play the song then,
Oh
don't I?
shit! I didn't even think about that. Good catch.
Time to
Good
drink
catch.
and be
Yep.
merry and creative and come up with a song. So
Parent, you just have to
Yeah.
play before we leave.
Renee's like, oh shit. Logan didn't even think of that. Thank you for the catch.
Leave it to the Fae.
All right, okay, give me 1 sec. All right. The shimmer and shine of the water, the waves buffing against the jagged edge, the rope pulling tight, getting getting hotter where the fire burns at both ends. The gleam that catches the light, showing round the corners to show the way. The hem curling as the flames ignite, and singing all that's tied up upon the gray. Through the sea glass and twine, through the sea glass and twine, through the sea glass and twine. Once the glare dies down, you'll find a silhouette of a familiar sight. The scorched fibers release your mind. Through the sea glass and the twine, through the sea glass and the twine, through the sea glass and the twine.
Now you won't get cursed really bad.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah, that's a relief.
That was the first one, and you almost fucked up.
Thanks for having his back. I kind of let that slip my mind a little bit.
You
Whoops.
never cross a fae, and especially not an archfey.
Oh, I mean,
And she waves her hand, and there's just like a big scar down her hand.
I just look down at my bare feet.
Oh yeah.
There's one thing I want to leave you with before we part ways. And Art's gonna dig out from his backpack a what looks to be a curved branch of some sort, except that it's been carved down to the core of its wood. There's a small image of a duck that has been carved into the side of it, along with the letters SPART. This once belonged to a friend of mine. And it's supposed to always come back to you whenever you throw it. So now we have to come back.
So, thank you, Hel.
Eden, I hesitate to tell you this, but I think it's probably in your best interest. We don't have a lot of time to explain, so I'll just, should you get to a library or a city that has books or anything like that, you should research what a hag is.
Hag?
Hag. H-A-G. I think the road to answers will start there for you.
Okay. And then Eden's just gonna run up and like hug Hale's waist. Okay.
It'll be okay.
Awesome.
There's a lot of people to meet.
And maybe if they're in close proximity all the time, if they do something stupid, you can hit them.
That is a perk.
Mm.
Okay. Let's drink. Or let me watch you drink. I don't really drink.
I'll drink
Hanley.
water. Oh God.
And over the next several hours, you drink and chat, reminiscing on the adventure that has led you here as Somber is at ending his bed. Umber and Aura come up with an agreement for sake of you looking it over. Hale, I'll send you it eventually, as you are now. The title bestowed upon you is Arbiter of Swaygut. The two come to an agreement. Aura leaves. Umber and Afa and Taku spend time with you all, drinking and hanging out. As little Umber senses some lots of hostility, so he leaves eventually. He just kind of casually has one with you, and then gets Afa to walk him downstairs. You drink your sorrows, your happiness, to the paths that were behind you and to the paths that are before you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Oof. Ronan, thank you, buddy, for being a part of the start of this journey and being a part of this family. And we look forward to...
I can't look at Logan right now.
I thought you were going to be the one that cried first.
No, stop it. Logan's making me cry.
Stop. I can't help it. It's sad,
Don't look
but
at me.
it's happy. No, we look forward to the adventures that lay before you and the adventures that have yet to happen. And hope that one day we can reconvene and play yet again. But for now...
We hate you.
The paths of life... No. The paths of life have...
Normal then. Okay, got it.
It's not goodbye. It's see you soon.
That's right.
It's not goodbye. It's see you soon. It's not like I can't just literally...
I'll get goddamn Lost Ark or whatever.
It's not like I can legit not just message you on my phone in 2 seconds, be like, hey buddy, I miss you. No, Hale is now a titled individual in this world. And I'm excited for the opportunities that I get to ask Ronan a million fucking questions, and I can bug him.
Oh God!
Because now he's a part of the living world that you are leaving behind.
He's
as
the
you
lore,
choose,
yeah.
As you choose your next destination, your next path, which will be some stuff that we'll talk about in the interim. If you haven't already, because I've been super neglectful with this giveaway,
Barefoot
in the chat.
Do it. Free dice.
Ronan, yeah, it's beautiful, and this time it doesn't get captured by the green screen.
It's the color of bloody tears. I don't know. I wanted to come up with a sad thing. It didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Ronan, type it in.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe this one will actually roll for you now that.
But yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's been real, and it's been fun, and it's been real fun. And it's going to continue to be real fun.
Yep. I guess.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say it will be funner now that Ronan's gone. Jeez, come on.
That's okay. All jokes aside, Ronan's basically my virtual brother, and I have to pick on him, but he's also one of my favorite people ever. And as much as I like being an asshole to Ronan, no, I am sad. But I totally get it. And it's okay. And that just means I'll have to harass you online through other games forever. So it's fine.
Yeah. Life always...
Ronan, we love you and thank you for being here.
Yes.
100%.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it greatly. You guys are wonderful, wonderful people, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Yes, and I do look forward to returning at some point. And being a very important NPC is...
Oh my God.
Yeah, Ronan now has more power than any of you now in the world, technically.
Also, I would like a mission to kill hail. That'd be great.
Also, can we now that I have to find a new ship because the monotone bros, like I was on that ship, like, and now that ship is gone. I guess I'll just have to go.
Necessarily.
I'll just have to go back to
mono, bro.
Nope, I'm just gonna have to go back to my original ship, which anybody who has hung out at any of the chats knows who my original ship is, and I'm just gonna stick to that one. Yeah.
There's an original ship. Did I miss the original ship?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
I mean, if you haven't been paying any friggin' attention,
Oh yeah, I mean, you should, because I harassed y'all about it forever.
Oh God, am I missing?
Both me
How
and
did
Corvus are
No,
I'm missing
no,
something.
don't-
Shit.
don't say
Don't say
anything.
it.
No,
Don't
I want
say
to.
anything.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I want to know, so I'm gonna probably message you every day and be like, "Tell me," but I don't want to know.
I still
Okay.
believe.
No,
I still
it's gonna be
still
great. But
It's
no,
okay. All I gotta do is convince one of these people to put shoes on, so I'm not alone.
That's never gonna happen.
That's
That
the
is
real. That's
never,
the real ship. That's the real
ever.
ship right there.
Clovis, you're going to wind up eventually taking those shoes off, darling.
I actually have
Some
nailed them to
shiny
my
gold
feet.
some shiny gold sandals
You
are in
know,
your future.
I love that I took away his shoes and he made I think it was in the moment. I don't know if it wasn't, but he made that in-character decision of these were the shoes my mom made me. And I don't know if that was, we'll talk, but I was like, when he said that, I'm like, shit, now I feel bad.
So I can tell you, all of my armor made by my mom.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm an adventurer who gets all my stuff from my mom's. Like,
yeah.
Of course, Corvus's
Right.
mom is born.
yeah, oh yeah, Corvus is like dark and brooding, but his parents.
Dude,
are
that
like,
just fits my ship more. We're good.
Corvus's moms are like, yeah, we make
Stop
you
it, I
health
hate
potions, we make you some weapons.
Hashtag shipping it.
No.
Set sail.
On that note, we're gonna do the giveaway because we need to get this old ass man to bed.
He's turning orange, and I'm the one with orange hair, but he's turning orange and turning into a pumpkin.
So we're gonna close entries in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna pick the winner. Hey,
Yay!
Stiletto Assassin, April. Send me a DM. I should already have your address, but send me another one because I probably need to be reminded. You are gonna get this beautiful Umbral Oculus D20. We're gonna raid
People.
Perception
what are we-
Studio. Perception Studio. No, yeah, Perception Studios.
Perception Studio.
Yeah, we're gonna raid Perception Studios. So go on in, buy them a pint, listen to their adventure and their stories, and hopefully it doesn't make you cry like it made me cry. Ours made me cry today. And
At
yeah.
least you broke before I did.
I know. I kept looking at you, and I was like, I gotta wait until after Terran. I gotta wait until after Terran breaks.
Oh, right.
Don't worry.
And Ronan owes the chat on the arm.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Show us the arm tattoo.
Yeah, because it's doing stuff.
Yeah, flex a little. No, I'm kidding. Oh, that's really cool.
That's
So
cool.
cool.
It's doing stuff.
Wow.
It's doing really cool
That's
things.
some real cool
I got
things.
two more elementals to go and some coloring and stuff. But
Thank you
Are
guys.
you waiting until the next season of Critical Role for that one too?
He gets one tattoo every time Critical Role has a new season. No. But on that note, folks, stay safe and happy adventures, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for our next session. Bye, y'all.
Hi, everybody.